Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Atishay Jain, and joining me today is a very special guest, an athlete who was bestowed with the prestigious Arjuna Award a couple of years ago, and a dribbler who has won 6 gold medals, 1 silver, 1 bronze, and around 10 medals with the Indian team. He became the youngest captain of the Indian national basketball team and is still leading the side and going strong. Yes, I'm talking about the one and only Vishesh Bhriguvanshi. So, you recently
Sure.
participated in the senior national championships with Team Uttarakhand. So, what was your experience and takeaway from this year's senior national championship?
It was a good man. I played really well, I guess, but somehow my team was not up to the mark, and we lost in the quarterfinals. But it was, we gave our all. But in the end, results matter, and we lost in the quarters. So quite unupset with the results, but hopefully next year we'll try to get in the medal tally again.
Remember, you scored 48 of the team's 100 odd points against Indian Railways in the overtime win in that game. It was special, definitely. So now another question is Karnataka defeated defending champions Punjab in one of the matches, which was really shocking. It even shocked the Indian national team coach. And also in the final, Tamil Nadu registered the win against the defending champions. So how do you see this Punjab losing in the senior national championships and the other teams coming up? What it says about the growth of basketball in the country?
Tamil Nadu played really well in the nationals, and they was undefeated throughout. And Punjab, I guess there was Amjot and Amritpal. Expect them. There was a lot of young players this time with not so much experience. So, but still they reached final and they played well. So I guess in the upcoming years it will be very tough for other teams to play with them. And Tamil Nadu was a great side because almost 3 to 4 players was in Indian team, more players was in the Indian team camps. So and they was preparing from last 3 4 months together. So they was really prepared and they played well.
So now India has a very crucial international calendar coming up. What are your expectations from the upcoming FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers and also Asia Cup, which is also event which is a qualifying tournament for you guys for the Asian Games, which is scheduled to be held later in the year. So
Yeah,
what are your
definitely.
expectations from the upcoming international calendar?
Definitely. We are playing the World Cup qualifiers, and somehow we reached the second round. And I really want to say that in the next game, which is coming against Philippines, we will definitely, we are looking forward to beat them in that game. Actually, that caliber we have, and definitely we will look forward to that. And after that, there is a Asia Cup. We are again going to meet Philippines, New Zealand, and Lebanon. So again, there we will try to beat Philippines, because once we will beat Philippines, we can go to the next round and find something.
The inclusion of oceanic countries in the Asian division, like the inclusion of Australia and New Zealand, how hard it makes for a country like India to qualify for the bigger tournaments. Australia ended up winning the bronze medal in Tokyo 2020.
Actually, when as you see, these Oceania countries are very strong. They are strong for top Asian countries also. That after when Australia and New Zealand, not a single Asian country has won the Asia Cup also. I can just say like these two has came, but they are strong. But still, we are getting more experience, more good games. So this is good for Asian countries.
So the Indian National Basketball League (INBL) 3x3 is already underway, and 5-on-5 will start from June 15 later in the year. It is another massive step taken by the stakeholders. So what's your take on the upcoming INBL?
Now at least India's future is great, as once we have a league in India, we will play more matches. We'll have, we'll play with some foreign players, and also there will be a lot of games, a lot of experience, a lot of good moves, everything. So that will help India.
Will you be plying your trade in the INBL, or would you rather prefer to train abroad?
No, no, we will definitely like to play in INBL, because it's India's own league, and why we will not play in that? We will definitely play in that.
So you have represented the country for more than a decade now. So over the years, how would you rate the growth of Indian basketball in the country?
Basketball is growing everywhere so fast. So in India also it's growing. Early, as you can see in Asian countries, we was almost there. We was in the top eight. We was on the seventh place, sixth place. So it was like, but after that, Oceania countries came, and then this COVID situation and so many injuries in national team. So it was a bad time. But seriously, now we are on the right track, and I'm seeing my country in top eight again.
So, Vaseline Matic, the Indian national coach, in the last 5 years, what all changes has he brought about in the team?
Wrestling Mattis is one of the top coaches in world, because he was with the Adelaide, he was with the Iran, he was with the Lebanon, he was with the Syria, he was with the almost top teams, all the top teams in Asia, and he has won the so many things with Iran. He has two Asian championships and everything. So he always gave a good result. So now he is in India and he is working with us. So it is good for us to improve.
And also, a lot of Indian players are now going to colleges in America and playing in high ranked institutions. Is this a sign of having a good pool of players who are going to America, which is probably the best country to play basketball?
And definitely, most of the players who is going abroad to study and play, they are from the NBA academy, and it is good that they are going in US playing in colleges. So they will be once they will come back to India with the national team, they are totally polished, and you don't need to work anything more on them.
So many Spanish, or not just Spanish, I would say the European players are playing in the NBA currently. If you look around the league, the foreign players have, in some regard, overshadowed American players also. I remember when the first Chinese player went to the NBA, the sport exploded in China. So, is India also waiting for a moment like that when one of our own players play in the NBA, then more children would want to pick up basketball?
Man, definitely it will be very big for India once anybody is in NBA, and there was two three players was in the NBA G League,
G League, yeah.
so we are almost there. We are almost there. So one day some Indian will be there, and I guess before that, once INBL will be in India, and the basketball will already explode.
And also, a telecast help in nurturing young talents. And when you go to schools in Delhi or most of the metropolitan cities, most of the students nowadays, I'm just taking an example of football here. They watch Premier League, they watch La Liga. So most of the students, they wear those Real Madrid jerseys or Barcelona jerseys, Manchester United jerseys. But no students, or very few, are seen wearing ISL jerseys. So why is that? And when do you think the gap will come down? What needs to change?
Men, see one thing. Uh, all the top players are in European League or La Liga or somewhere. Nobody is in ISL. ISL have their own Indian players, but as I can, as I see, ISL is too much famous now. Like a lot of players, as started following football. As you can see everywhere now, football academy is everywhere, and kids are playing football. So it's getting popularity slowly, but it is getting.
About 10 to 15 years ago, the basketball used to get a massive publicity, but that has faded away. We had players like, Srivastava, Sunil Pandya, Ajmer Singh, who played in the Moscow 1980 Olympic Games. Correct. So, do you interact with past players because a sense of history is necessary in order for the sports to flourish? So, do you often
I just
interact
met,
with past players?
yeah, definitely we met. In this senior national, I met Ajmer Singh ji. He was there. He came. I met Hanuman Singh ji over there. I met Ram Kumar ji there. There was Suman Sharma was there, and I just met two, three old Olympians also. Like nobody knows them, and I met them, and they were like, "Hey, I played Olympics." I was like, "Really?" I seriously, I never knew them. So I met first time, so it feels honor to meet them, because they are Olympians of India.
Now, let's talk about the NBA season. NBA regular season just concluded on April 10th. I'm sure you would watch a lot of NBA games. So, which team do you think has the best chance of winning the chip this year?
And I really admire LeBron James and Lakers, but they are out. So I don't know now anything else.
My last question, I have to ask you about your book, Vishesh, The Code to Win. So, what was the thinking behind that biography, and what was the response which you got from the general fans and public?
Man, definitely that lady who wrote my book, she was like, "Ki, I want to write a book on you," and I was like, "Okay." So she was like, "Ki, let me write. We will see what comes. So it was, very much interesting for me that okay, my biography. Like I never thought about that, and she made it, and the people who read that book, and guys, when I met them, they was happy with the book. Okay, it was a nice story, and after that, she will write again for you after after Arjuna. What happens here?
And also, you talk about Arjuna Award. So, what was that moment like when you received the Arjuna Award? I think it came
Well, it
fairly
was,
late.
yeah, it it is actually, but seriously for me it is the big day of my life, because receiving Arjuna for your achievements, it's a biggest thing. And for as a basketball player, for me though, it was everything, because from my childhood I dreamed about it, and finally in 2020 I got it. So it was a big day.
Congratulations to you, Vishesh. Well, it was a very refreshing chat
Thank
to
you.
to be able to pick your brains. And thank you so much for doing this, taking some time out from your rigorous training schedule. And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much for joining us, Vishesh.
Thank you. Thank you.